All right. Okay, guys. So let's start. I will be sharing my screen. Okay, before I share my screen, am I audible clearly?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
All right, cool, cool. So my question is, tell me something. Tell me two things that automation cannot handle. That is, like automation cannot do well in it.
Captures, dynamic elements.
Sorry, can you speak again?
Sometimes you are getting the captcha right while booking the railway tickets
That is actually possible again with the help of Tesseract library. Not a big deal.
dynamic elements.
Social login,
Yes, Lovepreet, what were you saying?
social login.
That is again possible with the help of APIs.
OTP can be automated.
That is again, OTP cannot be automated, but we can use a token thing there. OTP, tell me something very easy. This is actually easy, not very hard.
Dynamic elements.
Dynamic elements can be tested, Batram. And in
Uh,
Playwright very
shadow DOM,
easily.
shadow
Mm,
DOM elements.
no. See, it's not about elements, okay? It's about a kind of testing. Think about it. If I will tell you that would be very easy. And you all will like slash your hands into your head. It's UI testing, guys. How does a automation script compare it with the Figma or anything in the past? UI testing is something that automation can't do. Do you guys agree?
Means visualization perspective.
Yes, in
You can't.
visualization perspective, right? What if I tell you we can even do this UI testing, visual testing in Playwright as well? And not just UI testing. Even if an element is disturbed by a single inch, or there would be a very minor change, let's say a text change on the screen, even that would be caught. We call this concept as visual regression. What we call this concept?
Visual regression.
Right. And we will be doing it in Playwright. And another thing is playing with Excel. Okay, let's say you downloaded an Excel file, you have to add some data into that Excel file, okay, and then upload it back. So doing things like that, or we will be doing this very similar example, okay. All right, so let's directly jump into the code, okay. Give me a thumbs up if my screen is visible. All right. All right. So I hope the first line is clear to everyone. Is this clear,
Yes.
guys?
Yes.
Yes, yes.
I'm commenting the second line and the second test case as well for right now. We will talk about this later once we are done with the one test case one. Okay. All right. So let's go through the manual steps first, right? So manual steps are go to the home page, take a full page screenshot, then take a screenshot, just the bot logo. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's get into the code. Uh, I hope this is clear to everyone.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then this is the expectation, right? This is the assertion. And to have screenshot method, what it will do, it will check whether your code has a screen already saved screenshot or not. Okay. For the first time when you will run this test will fail because for the very first time it will take that screenshot. Okay, so it doesn't have it, it will take the screenshot. I've already run it one time, so it won't fail. All right. So it will check if this has this file. Okay, I can show you. I already have this file here. You see lecture 14 specs.js snapshots. Okay, I have this bot swag labs and this complete login page screenshot. Okay, is this clear, guys? I already have this. Okay, let's say I delete them. Let's say I delete them. Okay, let me delete them for you. Okay, all right. So if I'm not having them, then this line will take the screenshot. Okay. And what if the screenshot is already present? Then it will match this whole screen. This will match the whole screen. Okay. The whole screen with the screenshot. Okay. The screenshot named login page PNG. Okay. First time it is going to fail because the screenshot is not present. All right. And then we have a second thing, the logo of Swag Labs. Okay. Second, let me copy the URL. Second is this logo thing. Okay. This whole logo. All right. We will check if this logo's UI is correct. All right. And again, if this logo is not present, then it will take the screenshot. If it is already present, then it will compare. And if there is even a minor change, it will fail. All right. And for the first time, it is going to fail. Okay. Because I have deleted the screenshots and I will run it. Okay. And you will see that the screenshots are now present. All right. And I hope this locator thing is clear to you guys. Right. Clear. Is this clear, guys?
That's clear.
All right. Okay, so let me run it. You will see this will fail this time. It opened the web page. It is taking the screenshot, but it failed. Okay, it failed because it was expecting, but it was not present. Okay, now I will run it and you will see. First, I will show you that we have the screenshots. Do you guys see? We now have the screenshots. Okay, Swag Labs and the complete login page, right? Okay, is this clear, guys?
Yes.
What if we have to take the complete page screenshot? Inside expect we write complete page. Okay, and if we want to take a specific element, then we write the locator of that element. Okay. Okay, now I will show you. I will run it this time and this time it won't fail. Okay, because we already have the screenshots. And if there is even a minor change on the screen, it will fail. You see it passed this time, right? Because we already have the screenshots. Let me see if I can place some another picture here, and I will show you that it will fail. Let me, I have this. Okay, paste this inside VS Code. Okay. I will call it test. Okay, and this will fail. I will show you. I will replace any of them. Okay. Let's say I'm replacing this bot logo because instead of the real picture, it will look for this test picture. All right. So just see. It will fail this time. You see, it failed and it will tell me why it failed. It failed because of this step that we changed. Okay. And it will also give you the error context, why it failed. Okay. See, it was expecting some picture and you got some another picture, right? Okay, so I will replace this. All right, guys, is the visual regression thing clear to you?
Yes.
That is easy, right? That is easy. The next part coming would be a bit tricky, but that is easy, right? And this time this will pass. Okay. It failed again. Okay, I guess I gave the incorrect name here. All right. All right, all right. Let me fix it. All right, I guess I have to give bot logo and I give the incorrect name here. Okay. So let me copy that again. Rename. Okay. All right. This time I'm sure that it is going to pass. Okay. Why it failed again? Mhm, mhm, The actual is this, and what is expected? Uh, do you see any change in this, guys? These are the same things, I guess. Hmm. This is the actual and this is the expected. So why it failed? See, guys, there must be some minor difference. That's why it has failed. Else the both of the things are same, right? Okay, it says a snapshot doesn't exist. All right, guys, what I will do, I will delete this folder. Okay. This is probably a picture path problem as far as I understood. And this time it will fail because it will take the pictures and generate the folder. All right, it failed. Pretty good. And this time again, it should pass. Cool. You see, it passed. Okay, guys, any confusions in this? Any confusions in this part? If no, we can move forward. Guys, say yes or no. I hope I am still in the call. Guys, am I audible?
Yeah, no doubts. Okay.
So say it, right? What about others? Vibhuti, Avilash, Badram, Lovepreet.
No doubts.
No.
So say it.
Yeah, it's
Why are
clear.
you like sitting quietly? Okay, great. Huh. Okay. Let's move to the second part, guys. This is little bit, tricky thing, but we have to get through it. All right. So to okay. You see this line? This is the library that we required. Okay. And you can observe that I am not importing this library from any internal path. You guys have to run npm init ExcelJS. Okay. You have to run npm install. Okay. npm install ExcelJS. I have already installed, so I'm not going to install it again. But you guys have to run this command before running the code actually. Okay. So ExcelJS is present. Even before writing the command, you should run this command. Okay. Before writing the code, I mean. Okay. Is this clear, guys? Because we need an external library, ExcelJS.
Yes.
Okay. That is a part of. Okay. We will create a async function. Okay. We will create a async function. Well, let's go through the manual steps. What are the manual steps? What we are going to do? Okay. 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 We will programmatically, not manually, we will programmatically create a dummy Excel file named testdata.xls. Okay. I have run this code earlier as well. So that's why this file is created. Okay. You see, this is an Excel file. Okay. That would be created. Okay. And we have to give him 3 columns. Okay, username, password, and status. Okay, so we have 3 columns: username, password, and status, right? Okay, we will generate this file programmatically. I have not created this file using Excel. This is created using code. Okay. Okay, we will read the username and password from row 2. Okay, what we are going to do, we will read this username and password from row 2. This is row 1 and this is row 2, right? Do you guys agree? We will read it programmatically again. Okay. We will not read it manually and provide it in the code. We will read it dynamically from the Excel file. Okay. We will log in the source demo using that data. Okay. So now since we have the username and password with us, we will use that username and password dynamically here. Okay. Is this clear, guys? So this is
Yes.
how we do data-driven testing in Playwright also. Okay. And see, in this thing we are learning two things: how we do data driven testing, how we derive data from a Excel file or CSV file, usually from an Excel file to actual code, okay, and how we actually build Excel files or how we perform operations on Excel file in Playwright or JavaScript, okay. Usually this is a part of JavaScript, not Playwright, but we are learning this for framework things, okay. All right. So we have to first create a workbook, okay. I will store this workbook in a variable called workbook, okay, and we will call this ExcelJS object, okay. We will create this using ExcelJS class, okay, and this ExcelJS has a method workbook which will create an empty Excel file for you. Just an empty Excel file. It doesn't even have a sheet. Okay. Usually Excel file has a sheet, right? But it is empty. It doesn't even have a sheet. Okay. So we will create this workbook. Okay. This is how we create a workbook. Is this clear, guys? Line number 24. We call
Yeah, clear.
we call the method workbook from ExcelJS library. Okay. All right. Then since now we have a workbook, we need to add a worksheet in this. Okay. We need to add a worksheet in this. All right. So we have a method add worksheet. So on workbook, we will run the method. We will implement the method add worksheet, and inside this add worksheet, we will pass the data. Which data? We will pass login data. Don't worry, I will come to this way from where the login data is coming. All right. We will see this in the below code. Okay. All right. So is this line clear, guys? Line number 25. This is how we add a sheet. First, we will create a Excel dummy Excel, empty Excel. It doesn't even have a sheet. Okay. What is sheet? I will show you guys. See, this is a blank spreadsheet. Okay. Now you see this has a sheet and I can add multiple sheets inside it, right? Okay. But this has a sheet. Okay. And even if this sheet is not present, then it is called an empty workbook. Okay. Now this has a sheet. So once we have a sheet, we can call it Excel. Okay. Clear? Okay, guys. So line number 24 and 25 is clear, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So now we need the columns. Okay. We will call a method sheets.column. Okay. We will create a key value pair sheet.columns, and this columns will be array. Okay. This column will be an array. You see, this is an array of objects. This object has multiple property, that there is a header username, and what is this username going to accept? This is going to accept the key username. Don't worry, we will come to the keys as well. And width is basically the length of the thing that we are entering here. Okay, so we will create three columns: username, password, and status, and these will have three keys: username, password, status, right? And the width of the following, right? Okay. I'm not sure about this width. I need to check what this width is actually. But let's consider it that this is this width. Okay. I guess I'm right. This is this width. You see, A and B were almost equal, and C was like, a little bit less than A and B. So maybe this, or maybe the length of the string we are entering. Okay, so, and to be very honest, this width actually doesn't matter, and I'm pretty sure that if even I will remove it, it should work. Okay. Let's try removing it and see if it works. Okay. If it doesn't work, I will check. All right. So now since now we have what we have done, we have created the headers. Now just imagine that this first row is created, this first row, and this has username, password, and status headings. Okay, we have created the headings using this sheet dot columns. Is this clear, guys? Sheet dot columns and the data inside is clear.
Yes.
Now I want to add one row into this. What I want to add a row into this. Okay, so this is how we add a row. As I said, there will be keys, and now against these keys we will be adding values. See, I am giving first row. This is the first row. Now just think, this data will run like this. First row. Okay, this is the second row. I mean, obviously first row is headers only. So you see 1 2 3. Okay, this is the username. Whatever the value I will give against username will be set here. Whatever value I give against the password, this will be set here, and whatever the value I give here will be set against status. Okay, so you see I have given the value username, and this will be set against the key username, and this username key is for which heading? This is for username heading only. Am I right? Is this clear, guys, how we are setting the data? How we are adding the row and the data? Is this clear, guys? Tell me if this is clear. Line number 32.
Yes.
Clear.
Okay, now we have just set the data. We also need to write this. Okay, so workbook has a method xlxx. Okay, slxxs. Okay, xlsx. Okay, and this further has a, this is actually workbook inside a class. Okay, this is actually a class. Okay, and inside this class we have a method write file. Okay, write file. Don't worry, we will discuss from where this test data dot xls is coming. Okay, see, write file means we are naming the file. Okay, we are completing our file. I will tell you one thing. I will show you actually. See, I will enter any data here, any data. Now if I want to download this file in Excel, it is downloading, but in actual the Excel doesn't allow you to download. It will ask you to name it first, right? Before you need to save the file, right? This is how things work at local, right? You need to save the file first. Okay, and for saving you must give a name. So test data dot xlx is used for saving the file, and there might be case that I need to save this data as a CSV, so I could have call CSV method as well. Okay, so you see we have a CSV method as well. Okay, but again I will be going with xls. Okay, all right, is this clear, guys? The line number 33, guys, line number
Yes.
33, everyone.
Yes.
Okay, so this was not
Yes.
yes, someone was saying something. Okay, let's move ahead. Okay, so this was not our actual test case. This is just a function. Okay, this is just a function that we will use in our actual test case. Okay. Okay, so first of all, we will create this dummy file, right? We will create this dummy file. Okay, right? We will create this dummy file. And guys, as I told you, I will tell you where login data, name of this sheet, I will tell you here. We can rename this sheet, right? If I will name this login data, this is the name of the sheet. Okay, so the name of the Excel is test data and name of the sheet is login data, right? Is this clear? And where we set login data, we did it here while creating the sheet. Okay, is this clear?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all,
Yes.
as soon as our test start, we want to create a dummy Excel file, right? First, this is the first step. We need a dummy file, okay, from which we will get the things done, right? So we got that Excel file, okay. Okay. Now I want to read the data from this. Okay. So I will again create a object of workbook from ExcelJS library, right? I will read the data from this Excel, and even to read the data, we need a workbook, right? And as earlier we use write file to name the file. Now to read the file, we use read file method. Okay. What we use? We use read file method. And obviously to use the methods of some other function, we need to call that function here, right? We need to call that function, or we need its class, right? We need an object of that function. We need an object of that class. So this is what sorry. Okay. Okay. So guys, line number 42 and 43 is clear.
Clear.
Yes.
Okay. So now to read the file, we have called the whole Excel, right? Now, again, inside Excel, there can be multiple sheets as well. So I have to tell him which sheet you have to read. So we use get worksheet method, that is inside workbook object only. Okay, workbook class or object, whatever, workbook instance, let's call it workbook instance. So it has a method get worksheet to get the worksheet. And which worksheet we need to look in? We need to look in the login data worksheet, right? Clear, guys? Is these things clear? How to
Clear.
read the data from Excel? We use these three steps to read the data. These are all pre-built functions. Okay, we have not used nothing like logic implementation or something. We have only used pre-implemented logics that are already present in JavaScript, ExcelJS library. Okay. Okay. All right. So, okay, this is a little bit complex. Initially I have like given you a task that learn about for each loop. Okay, this is very similar. Now this worksheet object, worksheet instance, create a method each row. This is to iterate. What does means by iterate? Visiting each and every cell one by one. This is like arrays only. We visit each element every time, one time. Na? So this is similar as iterating. Row and row number. We will pass row number. Where is our username? Username is at 2 comma 1, and where is password at? Well, password is at 2 comma 2, right? So this each row method accepts a row and a row number. Okay, it accepts row and row number. Okay, now it says if row dot get cell. Get cell means get cell is again a method to get the data, to get the cell. Okay, to get the cell, and inside the cell there is another method value, that is actually the data. So get cell will get you the complete cell, and inside the cell there is a data. Okay, so we use value method to retrieve the data. Okay, so this is the first. Okay, this is 0 and this is 1. Okay, so get cell 1 dot value is standard user. If we are on the right position, okay, that means we are on the right position. So this should be equals to user row dot this if cell, this if check is just for the confirmation that I am on the right row. Okay, I need to iterate, right? So now, so get the username and get the password. Okay, see, this is row number 2, right? Secret sauce, we need this also. Okay, so these two lines are clear. How we are getting user and password from here? Say yes or no, guys.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yes.
Just give me a minute, guys. Just give me a minute. Okay. So now this is the target row. We are just saving it for the reference that this was the target row. Okay, so which was the target row? One was the target row. We are just saving it for reference and nothing else. Okay, so we can update it later, right? There is one more task now. We have to update this value to pass. Right now we have given it as pending, right? Guys, this file isn't created. This is the file. This file is present here because I have already run the test one time. Okay. Okay, I will delete this before running and will show you. Okay. Now I want to use this data in Playwright. I have saved this inside user and save the password inside pass, right? So I will use fill methods, right? Guys, tell me if these 4 lines are clear. User and password we are using from these 2 lines. Okay. So tell me if this is clear,
Yes.
right?
Yes,
It
clear.
is clear,
Clear.
right? So again, after login we will verify that the heading products is visible or not. Okay, now I want to change the value, right? Since my test case is passed, this date due to this data my test case is passed. Now I want to update the value in Excel sheet. So I will say target row dot get cell. Okay, target row, because earlier we were using row because we have specified one here. Okay, now, but again, we have also saved the row, target row into row. So we will be using target row. So target row get cell, which was the cell third number, it was right, dot value, and I will set it equal to past. Okay, so tell me if line number 71 is clear. This will change the value pending to pass. I will show you in debugging mode as well. Okay. Okay, is this clear? And then again, we will use the save method, write file method to save the data. Okay. So tell me if 71 and 74 is clear.
Clear.
Yep.
Okay, so 71 is clear. So shall we run it?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Cool, 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 cool. Give me a minute, just 1 minute. Cool. Okay. Wait. Let me delete this file. So you guys have to believe me that this file is actually generated by the code and I have not like written it. Okay. You see, this file is generated here and you will see the value as passed here. I will show you it to in debugger mode now. Okay, I will delete this and you will see it will be generated after the step. Okay. Mm, We are on the first test, so I will pass this first test very quickly. Okay. Our main concern is with the second test, right? Okay. So here comes the second test. Cool. Now the second will start. Okay. Okay. Right now the page is not loaded. What is the first step? The first step is to log in. Okay. The first step is to load the web page, right? Okay. The first, it has already, created this file because I have already called this function. I will show you this file must be already created. You see, this file is already created and right now the status is pending as we give in the initial stage, right? The status is pending. Okay. Now I will run it. You see, I didn't tell him what is the username, but it knows standard user. And from where it got this? It got this from the Excel file. Okay. Same for the password field. Okay. It will log in and verify the product is visible. Product is visible. Okay. Now you will see in the very next step, it will change the value. Right now it's passed only. Okay. I will show you again. It's pending only. Okay. Now when I will run it, the value will instantly change. I'm running it here only. I will reopen this file. You see the value changed, right? This is how it works. Isn't this like very interesting? Let's say we create a file of 100 users, and now against each user we know if our test was successful or failed, right? So we can run this very similar project. It will print pass or fail against each. So it was passed or failed. Okay. So I'm hoping that the code is clear to you guys. Okay. Let's focus on some notes. Guys, is everything clear? Cool. Okay. Was it interesting? Was it interesting? Leave about like you understood or not. Wasn't it very interesting? Like I personally like this thing. We can do this in Selenium as well, but it take a lot of external support. Okay. Mhm. Okay, so what else do we have in notes? Uh, Expect page to have screenshot. I already told you the first time you run it, it fails, and why I already told you. Element screenshot, I already told you how to take a element screenshot. ExcelJS logic, already told you. Visual testing, ExcelJS instead of JSON file for JSON file, but Excel. Okay, so you guys can give it a rating. Okay. Okay, guys, so nothing very like very typical that you want to understand. So you can definitely give it a read. Okay, and this is the assignment for this lecture. I guess it's lecture number 14. All right, guys, so have a peaceful night. Bye bye.
Bye, sir.
Bye.
Bye bye, everyone.
Bye.